All right, so now we're going to be jumping on some order of operations and actually practicing them. So we're going to be referencing the sheet that we just did that has PEMDAS on it. And we're going to start by looking for parentheses in 36 minus 18 divided by 6. There are no parentheses, there are no exponents. So after parentheses, exponents, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, then we multiply or divide. So we do have a division symbol right here, 18 minus 6. So I'm going to do 36 minus 18 divided by 6 is 3. And you'll notice that as we go, we should get skinnier and skinnier, so we kind of have like a funnel down method. 36 minus 3 then gives me 33, which is my final answer. The next one gets a little bit more complicated. There are no parentheses and no exponents, but we do have division and multiplication. And if you go back and remember, we talked about when we multiply and divide, we go from left to right. So the farthest left is division, so we're going to divide before we multiply here. Even though the M comes first in PEMDAS, we're going to do this left to right. So division comes before multiplication, we're going to divide first. So I'm going to copy 7 plus 24 divided by 6 is 4 times 2. Next I'm going to do 4 times 2, which is 8, so I have 7 plus 8. And I'm going to keep funneling down to get my answer, which is 7 plus 8 is 15. So you'll notice that we kind of get a funnel, we kind of narrow in on our answer. You'll also notice that I'm showing every step all the way through. It's very important that you show your work and you try these all the way through. Let's do one more before you try a couple on your own. This one, there are no parentheses, but there are exponents, 2 to the third power. And we know that 2 to the third power is 2 times 2 times 2. Don't fool yourself and think that's 2 times 3. It is 2 times 2 times 2. So with our little funnel down method, I'm going to copy 11 plus 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8 times 5. Between adding and multiplying, I know that I multiply first, so I'm going to multiply next, and I'm going to copy the 11 plus 8 times 5 is 40. And then my last step here, 11 plus 40 is 51. That is my final answer. At this point, I might challenge you to try a couple on your own or even try the last 3 and then come back and check them. Maybe you want to watch one more and you'll pause it after that. That's fine too. But maybe try a couple of these last ones on your own when you're ready. This next example, 62 minus 4 times the quantity, that's how we read parentheses, 15 divided by 5. I'm going to do my parentheses first, and so 62 minus 4 times 15 divided by 5 is 3. There's my parentheses. Then I'm going to multiply 4 times 3. And 4 times 3 is 12. The last step that I do is subtract, and 62 minus 12 is 50. So my final answer here is 50. The next example, I have parentheses that I need to do first. So I'm going to do 28 divided by 7 first. I'm going to copy everything else. 5 times 28 divided by 7 is 4. I'm going to copy minus 4 squared. After parentheses is exponents. So 4 to the second is not 4 times 2. It's 4 times 4. And so 5 times 4 minus 4 squared. 4 times 4 is 16. After I do exponents, I multiply or divide whatever comes first. And I do have a multiplication. So I'm going to do 5 times 4 is 20 minus 16. Just going to copy everything else down. And then my last part of my funnel, my last final answer, I subtract 20 minus 16 gives me 4. Here we go on the last one. It's the longest one we've done so far. We're going to start with parentheses, so we're going to start with 10 minus 9. I'm going to copy everything else. 5 plus 3 squared times 6 minus 10 minus 9 is 1. After parentheses, I do exponents, so 3 to the second is my exponent. 5 plus 3 to the second power is 3 times 3, and 3 times 3 is 9 times 6 minus 1. Then I'm going to multiply. Multiplying comes next in order of operations. So 5 plus 9 times 6 is 54 minus 1. And then I'm going to do my adding and subtracting left to right. So I'm going to add first because it's for this left. 5 plus 54 is 59 minus 1. And 59 minus 1 gives me my final answer of 58. And that is how we do order of operations problems using our silly little saying, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, which represents parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, add, and subtract.